Hello, and welcome to this LinkedIn Live broadcast brought to you by TP, a world leader in business process services. I'm Courtney Fingar, and I'm delighted to be the guest host for this discussion, which I have no doubt will be highly insightful and illuminating, and of course, touches on the all-important topic that's at front of mind for industries of all kinds, that is the deployment of artificial intelligence. Recently, TP held its Capital Markets Day event in New York. I was fortunate to be among the attendees and observers. And throughout the day, we heard sessions all about how TP is leading innovation in the sector and how AI is being married with human empathy and human intelligence to bring efficiency and more powerful ways to serve customers and clients. And we also heard a lot about an exciting new platform that TP has unveiled called TP.ai, but I will let one of our guests introduce that properly to you. I'm really delighted to be joined here by two top executives from TP who are heavily involved in the innovation deployment of AI and, of course, working with customers and clients around the world. I'd like to introduce to you now Dev Mudaliar, who's the Chief Operating Officer for TP.ai, and Mamta Rodrigues, Chief Client Officer of Banking, Financial Services, and Insurance at TP. So Dev, I'll start with you if that's okay. So during the Capital Markets Day event, TP introduced TP.ai Fab, FAB. So we heard this doesn't mean it's fantastic, although it has many fantastic applications. Can you just tell us a little bit about more what it is, what it does, and what all it involves?
Hello, really excited to be here. I wanted to explain you what Fab means. So TP.ai Fab consists of three main layers. We are talking about a vertical layer kind of thing, which is the blueprint layer, where we are talking about BFSI, healthcare, insurance, government sector, and any other vertical specific solution which we do. In those landscape, you'll hear more from Mamta, but you will see what we can do for our clients to solve the problem. So what we are talking about on TP.ai Fab is to really solve customer problem. That's the outcome. It's not the technology, it's not the orchestration, it's what it gives to our clients and to their customers, helping them grow their client base. So as I said, it consists of three layers. The top layer is the blueprint layer, which is the vertical specific solution. But the key of that is the AI orchestration layer. This is where TP brings in their expertise. And this expertise is not in technology, not in the partner ecosystem, but what TP has gained over 40 plus years of experience over the years. And we convert that experience to what we call the Fab logic. So that's our AI orchestration layer, which the AI or the Gen AI decides what's the best course of action for a given problem. And then it basically, based on that, it sends the call to a Agentic AI, it sends the call to our experts, which takes the best course of action delivering the client. Now, your question would be how it is different, what's different? Really, the core is, as I said, is about bringing all these pieces together with just one intent. How do we solve our customer problem faster, better, and more securely, which is where TP adds additional value for providing the best cybersecurity layer that we can give to our enterprise client. We have the best-in-class security when it comes to the banking and some of the top institutions in the world. And that's where we bring the peace of mind and the comfort to the client that what we are providing is safe and secure.
Thank you, Devin. Something that was talked about a lot at the Capital Markets Day that personally intrigued me was treading, I guess, the fine line, or really striking a balance between human intelligence and, more importantly, human empathy with artificial intelligence and the power of technology. How does this new application strike that balance, and how do you see that playing out?
Yes, of course. As I said, our key differentiator is the Fab logic, which is the orchestration layer. And it decides the best course of action for any customer or our clients of what they come in or what they call for or what they are asking us for. That decides the best course of action based on the problem statement we are trying to solve. So what we do is we look at the content, we look at the problem, and we decide the best course of action is where we can automate some of the information when it comes to that. But human is always in the loop. Human is never out of the loop. If you get stuck, you will get to a human. The key differentiator is human is always in the background providing the answers. On top of it, today the AI is going to make our humans better because it's providing the time to speed, providing simpler answer faster. But over a period of time, we do the post interaction of what we have done. And we train the AI to make the AI better in this respect. So this is a loop where we are benefiting from AI, but in turn, we are helping AI become better. But the whole key of this discussion is the humans are never out of the loop. They are in the loop to provide the best guidance to clients and their customers.
Right. So it creates a little bit of a virtuous circle, as it were, between human and AI interplay.
100%, 100%, and we expect the transaction or the problems to become more complex as this introduces the new ecosystem of what we do, and we want to provide the service better and better as we move forward into this journey.
Great, thank you. And Mamta, I'll turn to you because it'll be great to really hear real world examples of what this actually means and with your role dealing with clients. And I'd love to hear some examples, of course, from the industry you serve. Now, Dev mentioned that AI is not new to TP. It's been kind of 40 years of an evolution there, and that this new framework is built on incredibly strong foundations. How do you see this evolution occurring in terms of what it means for what you're able to do for your clients? And I'd love to hear some real world examples from you.
So as Dev shared, we are the number one provider of customer experience. Experience is, at the end of the day, how each and every one of us feels. And that's the combination of AI and EI that brings us to the conversation we have today. Disruption's been in our DNA from the start of our journey 40 years ago. And in the last few years, we have been disrupting ourselves. And I'll get into some case examples of that, where we've been proactively disrupting our ecosystem. And I reflect one vertical, but there's many other verticals. And so this is just a microcosm of the examples that you'll hear from me today. But before I jump into that, I want to pause and tell you what our vision on my vertical is that I think would resonate for any vertical. And one of the colleagues on my team shared this, and I absolutely love it. I found it as an inspiration. Transformation without expertise is noise. Expertise without transformation is obsolete. Our growth demands both. And I absolutely just love that for a moment to just reflect, because that is something that is what we live and breathe on my team, and what we expect of individuals on my team. I personally expect. So with that is the first example. One of my leaders who manages a multitude of clients, and specifically one that my teams wake up every morning thinking about their clients first, right? They are experts with over 100 years of experience. Just in my direct reports team, it's actually more than that, but we're being a bit shy on our years of experience. We proactively went to one of the largest banks in the world, a US-based bank, and shared with them an opportunity of where we could take our capabilities, our technology, and TP.ai fab capabilities, and create co-pilots, really thinking about the contact type simulations through AI as well. So they've been a client of ours for over a decade. We have continued to ideate and innovate with them through the years. And the latest generation of that ideation is in the auspices of TP.ai Fab. We then created a real-time interventions in the solutioning and created personalized incentive campaigns for their customers. And sidebar, the expectation on my team is when you are proposing a solution proactively, no RFP, proactively, you also, as an account leader on my team, need to be a customer. And if you're not a customer, then find a friend. There's 500,000 employees in the company. Somebody is a customer, and really understand the customer nuances on top of course, what we do from a focus group and, obviously audit perspective to really understand our customers as well. The result of our solution to the bank resulted in an increase in Net Promoter Score by 6 points, an improvement of 15% improvement, like interaction time reduction. Can you imagine, like, if I can get off the phone as a customer faster with more knowledge, and with, the efficiency that comes with that as well. So 20% improved efficiency across the board. It was just a phenomenal proposal to experience, to then an increase in our revenue as well. So we always believe that if you do right by our customers, who we see as our clients, that we see as our partners, everything else follows. And in this situation, 12% increase year over year with revenue as well. So that's one example, and I can share more as needed.
Thank you. And those are some really compelling numbers, in fact, because time efficiency becomes cost efficiency for your clients. And I know everyone appreciates that. As you're having the conversations with your clients or customers, I mean, AI is top of mind for all business leaders. What are they asking you? And I mean, what are they excited about in terms of the possibilities of embedding AI into their customer experience operations, but equally what's worrying them, what's keeping them up at night, and how can you alleviate those fears?
Yeah, for sure. So I'd say a year, 2 years ago, there was a bit apprehension in the industry holistically of where AI is going, right? Where is tech going? And that's natural human nature. And so that apprehension has resulted in, let's get closer to the experts, the people that are living and breathing in there and eroding themselves, disrupting themselves is a better word, in those capabilities. So TP combines advanced AI capabilities with the human expertise to deliver those real business outcomes for our clients. And what's resonated with our customers is hearing and seeing that in action. So that's the first thing. As Dev alluded to earlier, TP.ai Fab provides that modular, scalable AI backbone, and it's supplier agnostic, it's partner agnostic, and that it orchestrates intelligence across data, people, and partners. And given we're the leaders in that, we now have a seat at the table. We've been problem solving and solutioning. It's the example I just shared with you earlier. It was a proactive example of saying we could do better and more for you, and expansion of that, especially given the supplier agnostic solutions that we have. In my vertical, to the second part of your question, which is what is the apprehension? Where is their concern? And in my vertical, there is always concern, and righteously so, of what is expected of a bank or insurance as it relates to the customer and protecting the customer's assets. After all, we all have assets at those respect, whether it's an asset of your deposits, or a multitude of other assets, or it's protecting you from a life in a situation. Those are assets that we have for our livelihood. So protecting that and also the customer data is of utmost importance with my vertical, and I think across the board from a regulatory perspective. And as technology steps in, and the questions are where does AI start and end, and where does the human interaction take over? And AI is opening up a new value pool as we expand, and it's really building up the trust from the customer perspective, because when the expert is answering that call and knows the consumer, the customer, it protects us. It creates that experience. And then of course, technology ultimately, when enabling the right guardrails with the expertise that Dave has described, is a much more powerful answer. 1 + 1 is 3 in that situation versus just 2.
Absolutely. And I'd like to return to Dev, thinking about not just on the client or customer side, but also the strategic partners that TP has that helps you deploy AI technologies and solutions and solve some of these client problems. So, Dev, at the Capital Markets Day event, there was a showroom. I made my way around. We saw some of TP's strategic partners and what they're able to do alongside you. Would you maybe tell us a little some of your favorite examples of these capabilities and what it means really for what TP can offer?
Yeah, so as I was talking about the TP.ai Fab, we realized two things. Like Mamta has been saying, we've been working on Gen AI automation for the last few years. It's not something we just started last year. And one of the key differences we wanted to make sure is what we can do internally ourselves and where we can do speed to market by bringing the right set of technologies into our ecosystem. That's where this partner ecosystem plays a significant role to say, like, what we can do for our client. And as I said before, Fab Logic is the orchestration logic is our secret sauce. That's what we do better than anybody else, kind of thing. So as part of the ecosystem, we have done partnership with different agentic AI companies, whether you're talking about Emma, whether you're talking about Parlova, where Emma offers us a back office agentic AI solution, and Parlova does the voice agentic AI solution. These two companies will help us to create that right orchestration to say what part of our expert solution can be handled by an agentic AI and what can be transferred to an agent. And as we done that, one of the big difference that you see is a lot of these companies, whether it's Emma, Parlova, Sanas, and as you've seen in the ecosystem, we've been working with Microsoft for quite some time on their ChatGPT, Azure, and those cloud systems. These players are more what I will call it the horizontal layer. So they do have expertise, they bring the technologies. What we see value is depending upon what Mamta explained about hundreds of years of experience on BFSI, how do we convert that horizontal to a vertical specific solution? And this is where our partnership with Emma and Parlava or any future partnership we do is going to add TP's secret sauce, TP's flavor to what we can bring to our client. And as we bring that ecosystem, it gives us the flexibility to go to our client and say, we are secure, we are safe, we are cloud native, and we provide you a solution customized to what your problem is, not just you can configure and do whatever you want. Like that's the difference between what TP brings into that ecosystem.
Great. And yes, that deep domain expertise really is the secret sauce, as you mentioned, and really important to all the verticals across which you operate. We'll wrap up in a moment. It's such a fascinating conversation. I'll just return lastly to Mamta. Anything you think we're missing from this conversation, but also I asked you what excites your clients in the vertical in which you operate, but I want to ask you what excites you in terms of what you are able to do for those that you work with.
Oh my God, I love that question. So, I shared what excites my customers. What excites me personally is the marriage of what you're doing with Agentic AI and TP experts working dynamically together. AI assists on transactional tasks and then hands off seamlessly to the human experts when complexity, judgment, empathy is required. We all have been that customer on the other side of whether that's a call, a bot, a chat, whatever it may be of that experience. And when you feel that the expert on the other side understands you and really understands the full you, that's phenomenal. So marrying up data and knowledge to the capabilities that Dev described so well with TP.ai and Fab, then resulting in experience, which ultimately is our backbone and what we pride ourselves in to always deliver and drive, is what excites me and what we do so well. So that phenomenal combination is our secret sauce. And so, I'm humbled to be here, but really that's what I'll share back with you.
Wonderful. Thank you. It is very exciting indeed. And I'll be very interested to watch as things move forward and as companies like TP continue to lead the way in AI and harnessing its vast potential while keeping that human-centric approach. I personally have learned a huge amount from this conversation and also from the Capital Markets Day. So I invite all of you to keep an eye on TP's accounts to see what's happening in the way of AI and what it means for customer experience. It's an utterly fascinating area that touches across every vertical and every industry. And thank you to TP for allowing me to host this conversation, and we wish you all a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.